Hi, welcome back to the Improve English Daily podcast. I'm John, your host today, and we're going to talk about something really important: how to improve your English. This time we have an amazing guest, Jessica, who has a lot of experience learning and teaching English. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, John. Thanks for inviting me. I'm really excited to talk about this because English is so important and often a challenge for many people.
Absolutely agree. Now, Jessica, when we talk about learning English, what do you think is the most important thing that people should understand before they start learning?
I think the most important thing is mindset. Many people think that learning English is hard, but if they have the mindset that it's a fun process and full of opportunities to learn new things, their learning journey will be easier. What do you think, John?
I agree. Sometimes people are too afraid before starting. But by the way, about learning, where do you think it's better to start, from grammar or straight to speaking?
Interesting. Personally, I always suggest starting from speaking. We can learn grammar while we're on the go, but the key to English is communication, so daring to speak straight away is important. What about you? Do you have any experiences that make you feel more confident in speaking?
Yes, I agree about speaking first. I used to feel inferior when chatting in English too. But finally I realized people appreciate our efforts to speak more than focusing on small grammar mistakes. From there I became more confident. So do you have any tips so that people are not afraid of making mistakes when speaking?
Wow, that's a big challenge for many people. One tip from me: often chat with people who are at the same level or higher. If possible, find a supportive partner who will not correct every little mistake. The important thing is that you talk first. Do you think it is important to have a study partner?
Very important. Having a study partner makes us more enthusiastic and supports each other. But there are people who don't have study partners, maybe because of the environment or busyness. In cases like that, how do you think they can still practice speaking?
If you don't have a partner, now there are many online platforms, John. You can try applications like HelloTalk or Tandem to chat with native speakers or fellow learners. You can even talk to yourself in front of the mirror. What about listening? What do you think is the biggest challenge for people in that regard?
Wow, listening is also a big challenge. Many say that native speakers speak too fast. I often experience that when watching movies without subtitles. Do you have any tips for improving your listening skills?
Yes, that's very common. The tip is to start by listening to materials that are appropriate for your level. For example, podcasts or videos made specifically for learners. Then listen to them over and over again until you understand. Don't jump straight into a movie with really fast dialogue. That can be frustrating. Now, how do you improve your listening skills?
I usually start with podcasts or YouTube with topics that I like, then try to repeat them several times. Sometimes I also use transcripts to check what I missed. If we're talking about writing, do you think writing skills in English are important?
Very important, especially if we're talking in formal contexts, like emails or work reports. Writing also helps us understand grammar better. But many people are afraid to write because they are afraid of making mistakes. In my opinion, the best way to practice writing is to start with simple things, such as a diary in English. Do you have a favorite way to improve your writing?
I agree. Starting with something personal like a diary can really help. I've also tried writing captions on social media in English. It's fun because it's short, but you can still practice. Then, what do you think is the best way to improve pronunciation for speaking?
Pronunciation is often a problem, especially because English has many different accents and pronunciations. My suggestion is to try the shadowing technique. So you listen to native speakers, then immediately imitate how they speak. This is good for practicing intonation and rhythm too. Have you ever tried shadowing?
Yes, and it's really effective. Sometimes I use YouTube videos or movies to practice. I think shadowing helps us speak more naturally. But many people have trouble getting started because they don't know where to start. What apps or resources do you think are good for pronunciation practice?
Apps like Elsa Speak or even YouTube can really help. Elsa has a feature that can correct our pronunciation. If you like listening to podcasts, try repeating the words the speaker says. But when it comes to time, many people say they don't have time to study every day. How do you think they can still study even though they're busy?
Yes, that's a challenge too. In my opinion, studying doesn't have to be long, but consistent. Try to set aside 10 to 15 minutes every day to practice, whether it's reading articles, listening to podcasts, or writing short pieces. The important thing is to be regular. What about you, Jessica? How do you manage your study time?
I totally agree. Consistency is more important than duration. I usually start the morning by listening to an English podcast while getting ready, or reading a light article during my lunch break. So even though you are busy, you can still get exposure to English every day. Now, before we close, do you have any final tips for listeners who want to improve their English?
From me, don't be too hard on yourself, enjoy the process, and don't be afraid of making mistakes. Because it is from mistakes that we learn. What about you, Jessica?
I agree. My advice, learning a language is a journey, not a destination. So just enjoy every step and don't give up. A little practice every day is enough to make a big difference.
Wow, thank you so much, Jessica, for this inspiring chat. Hopefully listeners can start taking small steps to improve their English. See you in the next episode.
Thank you too, John. See you, everyone.
Fatigue. Fatigue refers to a state of extreme tiredness or fatigue, usually resulting from physical or mental exertion, illness, or stress. Example, mental fatigue can make it difficult for a person to concentrate on tasks. Dizzy. Dizzy describe a situation that feels confusing or overwhelming. Example, the room was so crowded that it made me feel dizzy. Pursuing. Pursuing means to follow or chase something like a goal, dream, or physical object with determination. Example, he spent years pursuing his dream of becoming a musician. Hanging. Hanging can refer to something that is suspended or attached from above, but it can also describe the act of suspending something or someone. Example, the decorations were hanging from the ceiling, creating a festive atmosphere. Afraid. Afraid means feeling fear or anxiety about something that might happen or feeling frightened by something. Example, he's afraid of speaking in public. Thank you for watching. To improve your English skills, don't forget to practice every day. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and comment.